Welcome back to the Dynasty, the New York Yankees franchise here on MLB The Show 25 as Ben Rice puts a charge into a pitch, hitting it into the left field wall off the monster. And unfortunately, because of Durant's strong arm, he attempted to go to second and said, I'm just going to go back because that would just be a really, really bad out. Rosario comes up, and he will slap this one into the opposite corner field for a base hit. Bellinger comes up, hits this into center field. Unfortunately, it'll be caught. And Ben Rice gets caught up. I don't know what he was thinking base running wise. Maybe he was trying to get that extra base he thought he would get in any other ballpark. From the left field shot as Austin Wells takes Justin Slayton deep to straightaway center. And the Yankees have tied the ball game up at 2 apiece here in the 9th inning. Wells' 9th home run. Didn't make the All-Star team last year. Hell, didn't make it this year. Actually, he started off pretty slow this year, but started to pick it up, and hopefully that'll continue as we move forward towards the postseason, as that is obviously our goal. And Dominguez will chopper off the cutter in the right field. That's another clutch hit for Dominguez, as the Yankees look like they want to take this game. As Chisholm smokes this one to right field. It'll not be caught. And he hesitated and was stuck between second and third. Oh, never mind. First and second, as a matter of fact. He'll retreat back to first. Yankees will have runners on the corners, and Ron Washington will replace Justin Slayton with a different arm, that being Brennan Bernardino. 4.63 ERA. Lefties hitting 242. Righties hitting 308. Giancarlo Stanton's not one of them. He'll strike out in a sinker on the outside corner. Volpe takes a curveball, smacks it up the middle to Bernardino, hits off his glove and a throw to first. Unfortunately, Yankees will not be able to take the lead. As we take a look at Roman Anthony, who was at the dish. He did get called up not too long ago, 35 games facing Tyler Matzik. Ball going to get hit to left field as Dominguez can't seem to come up with it and then kind of loses it amongst the wall. Roman Anthony's got himself a clutch double here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Up to the dish is Ceddanne Rafaela, mostly known for his defense, and his batting average kind of shows that. Unfortunately, he'll strike out on the fastball by Tyler Matzik for the first out. Marcelo Mayer, 2-2, and he's going to lay off a slider. Look real close as David Hamilton stands in the on-deck circle. And it looks like Hamilton will have to be that guy to drive in that winning run from second, as Aaron Boone is going to replace Tyler Matzik with a new arm, that being Ian Hamilton. Not pitching that well. Let's just keep it 100. 280 versus lefties, 300 plus against righties, but that won't matter at this point in time, as David Hamilton will strike out. Hamilton, yeah, you should be fired up because you ain't did too much of that this season. Rice. Ground ball to third as Devers holds the runner at second, getting out at first. Rosario, who has really come through since the beginning of the season, and it looks like he's come through here, though. Why'd you retreat back? Dude, take the chance. Go get that third run as the runner holds up as Cody Bellinger smokes this slider to the top of the green monster, 375 feet. And yeah, that ball had some wings on it as Bellinger seems to mock the baseball. His 20th home run this season. And looks like we should be able to get out of this one with the victory, but there is a runner on second due to Manfred's special rules, as Rafael Devers will strike out, and then Tristan Casas will pop this one up forever into the sky as Rosario makes the catch, and the Yankees will eke out this victory 5-2 here in extras. Weaver gets his 30-second save. You know what? Listen, if the offense is going to come through late, fine, but I'd really like to see that more often in the earlier portion of the game. So, Sandy Alcantara is finally on the move from Miami. At some point, this was going to happen, and he is going to the San Diego Padres. He's got 2 years left on his contract, really a year and a half. Padres lost both of their top starters in the offseason to the New York Mets, and they're looking to kind of replace some of that. David Valenzuela is going to be on the move to Miami, as well as Craig Gallegos of Wisconsin. Pretty decent potential-wise, but he's got a long ways to go. And Christian Pache is just getting passed around like a blunt at this point. I feel like he's played on about 8 teams in his career, and he's only 27 years old.
Batter number 11.
And I believe that is going to be the biggest move we see this trade deadline, as Kyle Freeland gives up a base hit to Anthony Volpe, and he'll have 2 runners on. This is August the 1st. Ground ball by Aaron Judge down the third base line into left field, and the Yankees have tied this ball game up at 1 apiece. Next is Chisholm. He'll chop this one to his own defensive position, and unfortunately the ball gets thrown into the right field. Dude, you can't celebrate that. You didn't really get a hit. McMahon just, I don't know what the hell happened. Maybe he had some quarter water juice on his finger. Ground ball, third, second to first, and unfortunately we won't be able to score yet another run, but we are up 2-1 here in the 5th. Tovar with a base hit up the middle. Now, the Rockies aren't that good, but they're not like horrendous. Like, they play very good defense despite what you saw from that era. It's just, and it's not like they don't spend money in free agency. They do. It's just, things just haven't worked out for them. I.e., Chris Bryant, who got released, I believe, in the offseason, if I'm not mistaken. Garrett Cole with yet another strikeout here in the 5th inning. Continues to lead the American League in strikeouts, and Josh Chisholm contributes a RBI single as we end up winning this one in a low-scoring matchup, 3-1. Cole goes 7 strong with 7 Ks, 3 walks, giving up only 1 as Volpe went 4 for 4. These are the teams that we need to be beaten up on. We might not have been good to start the season, but we should be beating the Rockies most of the time. As we fly out to end the 8th inning, Ian Hamilton starting to round that batting average against down. Chopper by Toglia to his own defensive position, and I guess Rice wasn't expecting that one, but he is able to step on the bag for first out here in the 9th. As you can see, the American League leaders in saves. Luke Weaver sits 5th as Batista at 41 saves, and we've still got 2 months left. He is very much on pace at breaking the single season saves record. As speaking of saves, Weaver picks up save number 34 this season. He's like maybe 20 away from Mariano's record. I don't expect him to touch that just because, it's Mariano. I mean, if we end up in a lot of close game situations, that could be the case. Max Fried, 7 2/3, 8 Ks. He's really been our best pitcher. But we got to take a lot out of first-round draft pick, that being Ryan Grady, the closer. Yes, I selected a closer in the first round of the draft. It's not that big of a deal. 8 potential, 95 to be exact. Cutter, curveball, slider, and a sinker. He probably is going to be in the bullpen literally the beginning of the 27 season. Sean Egan, a good fielder, just needs to work on his bat eating against righties. Solid speed. Can steal some bags here and there, though he is a deep potential. Maybe that changes in the minors. Jerome Goodwin, he's got the bat. He doesn't have the glove. He's got some speed. I think they're underestimating him with this deep potential mess. Like, he's got major league vision. 78? Come on. Like, they don't even give Aaron Judge that. And he's, a 3-time MVP? Ozzie Casillas, I believe we chose in the 4th round, a power guy, more of a DH guy, probably replacing Giancarlo Stanton if that potential ever creeps up into the C range. Got some decent speed. He's pretty damn young. Hopefully he works on his bat. Rodrigo Villafuerte, a 5th-round pick who I think can be a starter if he just works on his per nines. He might not go very long, but that's really not that big of a deal given today's game of baseball where guys are barely going 5 innings. And, of course, Michael Regan, drafted in the 6th round, fastball, slider, and a changeup. He's a strikeout guy as a lefty, but he is definitely going to have to be a middle relief guy as he does not have the clutch gene from what we can see. As far as some of our other divisional opponents, I'd say the Orioles had a solid draft. Listen, not everybody is going to be drafting 95s and 99, potential guys. I mean, the CPU barely does it, and I choose not to cheese the game with some of the stuff I've seen out there from other content creators. If y'all want to do it that way, by all means. I prefer to draft based off what I see and not try to, fudge the game. Anyways, Rays, solid draft. Guadalupe Valenzuela seems to be the star pick for the Toronto Blue Jays in right field, as George Springer is coming up on the last year of his contract. Actually, he's in the last year of his contract, a final year of like a 6-year deal he had. Brian Zietlow, the number 2 pick in the draft, or 1, I honestly forget. He looks like he is going to be a star immediately, and I will make sure that the White Sox start him, because you never know. The CPU may decide, we're going to let him sit in the minors. No, let him play. He's 18 years old. Let him rock. Y'all stink anyway. Well on their way to another 100-loss season. The Cleveland Guardians in a bit of a really down year. Edgar Valdez might be replacing Emmanuel Clase at some point in time, especially if his asking salary goes up, which is very likely at this point. At the end of his deal, he's still got a couple more years left. Otherwise, solid draft for them. The Detroit Tigers, they really decided we're not spending any dinero, or they really just couldn't come to an agreement with 1, 2, 3. I think there's a 4th player lower down on this list. Yeah, 4 players unsigned. It is what it is. Manny Valenzuela, not too shabby for the Royals, as the first baseman John Hills is the star pick, but he's got a long ways to go. 18 years old, B potential, starting at a 40. You might not see him till, 2036. The Twins, pretty solid draft in their own right. Robbie Chavez, the first round pick. Only a B potential, but he looks good right now. Definitely a DH guy, though he needs to work on that fielding. Mark McGrath is a workhorse pitcher, but his per-nines just are not really there. Maybe more of a long arm to start and then go into being a starting pitcher. Maybe in a couple seasons. Neville Dye, pretty solid for a possible rebuilding Astros squad. Emmanuel Salazar, a work in progress. He throws very hard. 4-seam, 2-seam, sinker, and a slider. Luis Castro. Jack Ryan, not too shabby. Philip Haffey. As the Angels continue to draft a ton of pitchers. I know y'all need pitchers, but can y'all do something to get Mike Trout, at least another playoff AB? Jeez Louise, y'all stink. And I'm not even having any control over this stuff. Well, at least not trade. At least not anything that isn't a trade. As far as the Athletics, they're about a year and a half away from moving to Vegas. Jonathan Richard, low in a lot of his attributes, but he has very high potential. Pedro Rosas, a shortstop drafted by the Mariners. David Park seems to be a pretty good reliever. As a matter of fact, they kind of went back-to-back on Asian pitchers, and both of them look pretty damn solid. Chu Hugh and David Park, future relievers. Probably a 1-2 combination in the Mariners' pen, which the Mariners, they need more pitching. Now they add just more to their bullpen at this point in time. Otherwise, some of these draft picks are absolute deplorable. Texas Rangers, Sean Klein, he's got that swing and miss stuff, though maybe not necessarily in a strikeout sense. Pretty solid player. Bobby Wolf, he's all over the place. He'll control the baseball, but you can hit him. I don't know. It's really strange. Barry Kidd, 19 years old, left fielder. Could he be replacing Acuna in a couple seasons? We shall see. First rounder, Curtis Altman, he's second baseman. Drafted very high, but not very good at potential. We'll see how things play out. Pedro Blanco, as the Marlins are definitely going to be looking to get some more young offensive talent, especially after moving on from Sandy Alcantara. The Mets, they drafted another good pitcher. Not like they need them, as they've got Senga, King, and Dylan Cease as their top 3 arms in the rotation. Ray Reyes from Puerto Rico might be replacing Edwin Diaz in a couple seasons, so the Mets, as they sit there and battle out with the defending world champion Philadelphia Phillies, as the Phillies draft, not that great, not that bad. It's kind of meh. A whole lot of green, not a lot of blue. Hell, listen, there's only but so many draftees. As Elridge Hilliard, drafted by the Nationals, doesn't throw that hard, but he looks like he might have some solid stuff as a lefty arm. Pablo Iranimo, not too shabby. Mike Reed Michaels, 22 years old. How he gets drafted this high is kind of wild, given his per-nines are terrible. So he's just more like a rubber arm. He just goes out there and throws a lot. And I guess some good things happen from time to time. The Cubs, pretty Man, not too great draft. Alfonso Bermudez looks very much like Jack Johnson of our system, our first-round pick from last year. Sorry, second-round pick from last year. High hit per nine, absolutely terrible Ks per nine, so they'll have to work on that as the Cubs look to make the playoffs, though they did lose Luis Robert. He's out for the entire season, torn ACL. Donnie Dell looks like to be one of the top players. Where his potential is a D, yet his overall looks like he could play right now, or at least his attributes look like he could play right now. Jaime Muriel, catcher, looks to probably be replacing Tyler Stevenson in Cincinnati. Hits for some bop against righties. Just needs to work on, more of that contact. Good defender. As Robert Ullman looks pretty balanced all around. Yona Pena, not too shabby. Derek Rausch, a player I did look at drafting in the first round. I believe the Brewers were worse than us last year. He doesn't throw very hard, which is not an issue because I'm not playing against a actual player, but 90, come on. If I see 90-mile-an-hour fastballs, I'm smoking it, though. I really can't talk as I swing and miss at a ton of sweepers. Anthony Iwamura, a bit of a failed NPB pitcher coming to the U.S., played in college, now drafted by the Brewers. Hopefully something comes out of his career. Roberto Guillen, a power-hitting catcher, switch-hitting catcher at that. Good defense, decent speed, very versatile, plays catcher, plays first, plays left field. Lester Rich, actually we'll look at Eric Betts first. Hard thrower, four-seam, the curveball, but he needs to work on his he just doesn't seem to get guys out, which is an issue for him. Lester Rich, solid all-around player, has some speed to him. And you know what? The Pirates really aren't that bad of a team. Looking at these prospects, you won't be able to tell that, as George Corona looks to be a future reliever at some point in time. The Pirates are actually in the running for a playoff spot, and we'll see as the season plays along whether they do so. It'd be the first time they make the postseason, I believe, in about 12 years. 12 long years for Pirates fans. Hopefully that comes to fruition for them. Jarrett James, very good reliever. Amazing hits per nine. Maybe they convert him to starter. You never know, as the Cardinals definitely need some pitching as they move forward in their rebuild. They're in the bottom of the NL Central at this present time. Val Fernandez, another good reliever from what I can see. Good hit per nine, good K per nine. Tommy Siebel, pretty solid starter, as I'm thinking the Diamondbacks are looking to kind of bolster the minor leagues with their pitching, and these are some good guys to have chosen. Angelo Davila. Chet DeWitt, not too shabby as a shortstop, needs to work on his fielding. You can't play short and have 32 fielding, my dude. The Rockies went back to the top of the draft and got another starting pitcher. Not as good as St. Aud was this year. Hell, he just got called up, but not too shabby. Might be more of the Jared Jones to St. Aud being more like the Skeens in a sense. Napoleon Cochran, pretty damn solid pitcher. The Rockies may actually become a good team, as Rocco Karlik, another pitcher, doesn't throw that hard, but, they're able to work with what they got, changing speeds, changing eye levels, making guys miss bats here and there. Andre Silver, as the Rockies are going to need as many relievers as possible, given they do play in cores. Offense is at a premium up there. The Dodgers. You know what? I'm glad they didn't come out with any crazy high draft picks. I mean, when you draft last, this is going to be the case. Or near last, it's going to be the case. Cameron Grady, no relation to our Ryan Grady. Looks pretty solid. Why did they go right field 4 times in a row? Now, I'm sure these guys can change, positions, moving to the other outfield spots. Though I believe Teoscar Hernandez will be a free agent in a couple years, so maybe they look to replace him early. Pablo Esposito, ready to play right now, but there's a major problem. He plays shortstop, and Xander Bogaerts is not going anywhere. He has a no-trade clause and will be there for, another 9 years, it feels like. Yeah, maybe they move him to second. I don't know. There could be a move in the offseason. We'll see. Nonetheless, the Padres looking to get back in postseason contention at some point. They are currently sitting in 4th in their division, kind of going back and forth with the Giants as the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks are kind of wrestling it out for the number 1 and a wild card spot. Tino Hernandez, pretty solid reliever, lefty. I'm really kind of upset some of these teams found some really good relievers. Victor Garcia, very good, and he's left-handed. I wanted some left-handed relievers, but listen, MLB The Show, you need to do something about scouting. I need to be able to specifically look for right-handed pitching and left-handed pitching. Otherwise, it's kind of a crapshoot, and I don't really care for crapshoots all that much, especially not when I'm supposed to be discovering players. Now, Michael Saul, pretty solid prospect. Now, I can't see Saul replacing Young-Hoo Lee. He has the best arm in the game, so you really don't want to run on him, and he plays in San Francisco. Nonetheless, we'll see how things play out, as he can play other outfield positions. Otherwise, a lot of these guys seem more like project players. Nathan McKenna, not too bad with the hits and Ks per 9. Antonio Gutierrez is going to be a long way from any MLB action. Let me know what you guys thought of the draft, both from us and any other teams in the league, as we jump back into some action here at Yankee Stadium. Drizzling as a bunt hit to Chisholm, goes to Rosario back to first, and will only get one here in the top of the 5th inning. Ezequiel Tovar slaps this one into right field. A run will score. Judge is going to throw this one to third, but it's going to be a little offline. Rockies have runners at the corners. They look to, let's be honest, kind of steal a victory from us. And liner right at Rice. Or was it a ground ball? I'm not even sure. Rice wasn't even sure. Throws it to second anyway, and that's a very weird situation. All right, Ryan McMahon gives the Rockies a 1-run lead with a home run, a solo shot, as Chisholm's going to take off for second. And he is going to slide in there just safely. His 8th stolen base of the year. Definitely a missing element in our offense, as he missed 2 months of the season. A low liner into right field by Stanton, and surprisingly Chisholm holds up. I would have thought he would have hustled around third. That just seems like something you do, as it's late enough in the game that Stanton needs to be replaced with Joe Adele. That is not a strike. What are y'all looking at? You got raindrops in your eyeballs? Rice chops this curveball to second, and it'll be not a double play. Maloney will score anyway after the hesitation tag by the second baseman. Rosario swings and misses, but we're going to have a runner advance to second, so we'll have a runner in scoring position. Rosario hits this one high and deep to right field, but it will find a glove near the end of the outfield grass.
The right fielder, number 99.
All right, Aaron Judge stepping up. He's at a 260 average, which is a far cry from what he's doing in real life. Isn't he hitting like, it's June 5th, I don't know, 390 or some ridiculousness? He's on pace to like have the best hitting season of all time, at least batting average-wise. Whether he does that with the power, we still got about 3-4 months to see whether that is the case. Austin Wells, ground ball to short, throws it to second, wants to run backwards, spin, and throw to first, and they're actually able to get 2. What a play. I told y'all, the Rockies have phenomenal defense. It's the offense and getting some pitchers. I'm telling you, give this team a couple of years, and they are going to be a problem, particularly in the NL West. Maybe they'll have to still deal with Ohtani at that point. Dominguez, ground ball to short, so no run will score despite us getting multiple runners in scoring position. That is really disappointing as hell, let's be honest. We're not hitting that low with runners in scoring position. Pushing ahead, top 9, runner on, ground ball to Rosario. Rosario throws it to Volpe. Volpe back to first, wipe 2 off the board. Look to get this to the bottom half of the inning. Liner to left, and Dominguez makes the catch. Why Weaver was out there for the 9th inning in a non-save situation is really beyond me. I had nothing to do with that. SDS, please let us manage our bullpen in a much better way than the current rigmarole you have now. Joe Adele, what are you swinging at, dog? What did you see that none of us saw? Because that was not a very hittable pitch. Ground ball, McMahon, second, back to first, and just like that, we are going to extras. Hunter Goodman with an RBI double.
Leading
Now
off.
we have an opportunity to tie it or even take the lead as Rice hits this one to left field, but it's going to hook foul. So we'll have to run back to the batter's box. 0-2 pitch. Rice hits this one deep to left center field, ranging back at the track, at the wall. The Yankees are going to take this ball game as Angel Chavin is, understandably disappointed in himself. Kind of served up a pitch right in Rice's wheelhouse. Yankees walk this one off 4-3 in extras. Ooh, and we definitely need that. We sweep the Rockies as we continue on in the dog days of summer. And
Now
speaking of
batting,
dog days, a
third
team
baseman.
playing like dog shit. Yeah, I said it. The Houston Astros. 1-1 ball game, and Isaac Paredes is going to strike out on a Clark Schmidt cut fastball, his third of the ball game. And Christian Walker has been playing terrible since he's been acquired. 214 last year, 200 this year. He's at least hitting for power, but oh man, this is not what Houston signed up for, and I'm glad we didn't sign him. If that's the case, Walker will float this one to right field. Judge does a flip over his head and makes the play and gets up safely, which is most important. He later hit a 2-run homer. Tack on 4 more runs to pick up the victory. Schmidt goes 7 strong innings, letting the bullpen relax and rest and not be overworked. Rosario here in a 1-0 ball game hits it in the right field gap as, who is that rounding home? I think that's, I don't know, it's probably Wells.
Number 35.
Will come around the score. You would think I would know players. You think I know who the players are by their speed. Bellinger will at least advance the runner. Judge, hard chopper to second, playing very shallow. And we're not going to be able to get a second run quite yet. Big G hits this one to right field, but it's going to hook just foul as some of the fans over there get a free baseball. And then Stanton straightens things, well, not really, out. Hits it the other way, going with his pole power. As that is home run number 467 of his career. I think it's going to be maybe like late summer before we really see Stanton get very close to getting to 500. But as I said, one of my franchise goals was to make sure he gets to 500. He is 33 away from that number as Dominguez hits this one to right field, and it'll get out as well. That is back-to-back home runs by the New York Yankees. His 17th of the year. How did Jacob Wilson get the Rookie of the Year last year? Somebody, Ramon Russell, please let me know, because that don't make no sense. He would later hit a sacrifice fly for an RBI to tack on yet another run. Fried goes 8 innings, 8 strikeouts. I am loving this from the pitching staff. I know this may not be the modern thing to do, but I like it. I like old school. Give me 6 innings at least, 7, 8. Go the full game. I like to see that. As Aaron Judge with 30 home runs, another 30 home run season for him. Just, putting him even higher on that, Yankees pantheon, so to speak. He should have his number retired by the end of this series. A RBI single. Actually, it wasn't an RBI single just there. Austin Wells will drive in that run as we're up 2-0 here in the 5th. Dominguez hits this one to left field. It'll bounce down, and a runner will come around from second, easily scoring 3-0. Dominguez looking good with that beard, but it's kind of hot, dog. What you doing? Stanton, a hard shot up the middle, as why they were playing deep is really beyond me. Actually, when I say that, Stanton hits a lot of high fly balls, but you don't have to play him deep like all the time. That's just wild, dog. As Judge will float this one to right, a runner from third will tag and score, just getting by the catcher's foot. As it is now 5-4 as we take in the lead. Wells hits it underneath the runner going to second for a base hit. Dominguez looked like he got jammed on that one, but the bases will now be loaded despite the throw.
Number 13.
As we look to tack on more to this lead, Chisholm hits it in the right field as well. A 6th run will score, and everybody will just move up one base. Stanton Hits this where else? To right field. Man, Lawrence Butler is getting a lot of work, and honestly, if he'd thrown that to first, he might have been able to get Stanton. That just shows how slow he is at this point. Volpe hits this to first. It kicks off the glove and rolls into foul territory. Everybody's just going to move up one. That means a run will score, and we have doubled the Athletics output at 8-4. Rice will get hit by a pitch. It is 9-4, and we end up winning it 11-4. Austin Wells 3 for 4 with a long ball, 3 RBI. As now Austin Wells needs a double for the cycle. We've already had Ahmed Rosario hit one, and I probably shouldn't have jumped into this. We're up 2 touchdowns. As Wells hits this one into left field, and it is going to hit up against the wall. He is going for the cycle, and he completes it. His 13th double of the season, his first career cycle, and as you can see in the bottom there, Wells and Rosario, the third set of Yankee players to hit cycles in a season. 4 for 5, a hell of a ball game as Rodon, 8 innings, 7 strikeouts, and we are 15-6 following the All-Star break, getting hot at the exact right time as we face former outfielder Trent Grisham, who honestly has been killing it. I'm almost regret letting him go. He's at like 20 home runs this season. It's bananas. Travis Darnell, unfortunately, will swing and miss at the sweeper as we jump ahead. Mike Trout with a solo shot. I'm really mad we didn't get to see it. As Aaron Judge looks to tie the ball game, and he's going to stare at a slider that, honestly, I don't think anybody in their right mind would have swung at. That's not even a bad AB at all. Dominguez swings and misses on the outside. Sinker, and through 8. We're still down 1. We jump to the 9th. Chisholm is having a good game, 2 for 2. As, man, the saves leader list is the who's who at this point. Ben Joyce, 38 saves so far this season for a team that honestly isn't that good this year. Chisholm ropes this one to right field. Trout will come up with it, and we dare not test his arm. Even at the age of 34, the throw from Darno, not going to happen as Chisholm will take second on the stolen base, his 13th of the year. And Stanton swinging and missing over the top of his slider that he really should have known better. Come on, man. You're like a 17-year pro. What are you doing? Volpe, slider, up the middle. Neto gets it in shallow center. Fires the first, and just almost gets Volpe. Volpe beats that one out by, I'd say, maybe a cleat spike or 2. He rolled with the quickness, gator rolled, so to speak. Gets it to where it needs to be as Ben Rice stepping up to the dish. Facing Ben Joyce, who, listen, he might throw 109 miles an hour on you. Pop up, though, into foul territory. I almost said Rendon. Suarez makes the catch for the second out. I mean, they both got long hair, the beard. They're about the same, body composition. It's easy to mistake them, though. Rendon is probably taking care of his children and his family. I wish him the best, in his endeavors, as it doesn't look like he's going to play another Major League game. Not in this series, and probably not in real life. Unfortunately, we'll fly out to center field. We will lose to the Angels. The Angels are, I believe, right ahead of us in the wild card race. So every game that we lose, it's like losing twice at this point. But we will face them yet again, and we're now up 3-1. And what do you know? It's Cody Clemens, the son of Roger Clemens. He will take a fastball in there for strike number 1 from Garrett Cole. Ground ball to Cole. Cole will throw it to second. Why? I don't know. I know defense ain't your strong suit, if we'd come to realize from the World Series a couple years ago. We end up taking the victory 8-2. Offense comes through in the 7th. 5 runs to be exact, giving us an 8-3 victory. 12 hits, 11 for them. As we get a John Means sighting, who, well, not really. We didn't see him pitch, but he's there. He's still in the league as Max Fried gets a strikeout. Nolan Shawniel, ground ball up the middle. Rosario kicks off his glove, and he throws home. Okay, that's fair. I get that. You don't have to run the score. Trent Grisham does have some decent speed, but the bases are loaded for who else? Mike Trout. Check swing for ball number 1. I thought he swung, but who am I to call? Robo-Ump's got this. Trout rips this one to right field, but it's going to be foul and a souvenir for some fans. He's not hitting very well with runners in scoring position, so usually when it comes to be the Angels, Trout is about the only one hitting, at least, you know, in his career thus far. He'll strike out, unfortunately. So he pushed forward. Still 1-1 as the former Angel Joe Adele, who we traded for Marcus Stroman. I believe that was a straight-up one-for-one deal, as Adele will ground it to his former teammate and go to second and throw to first. So unfortunately, he won't get a base hit against his former squad. Jump ahead to the bottom of the seventh as Romy Gonzalez drops down the bunt. Chisholm goes to first, and they'll get that one, but both runners will advance one base. That is a very smart move, though that's very much an old-school National League move. Dude, we don't bunt. What are you doing? Anyhow, 3-2 count on Shoniel. Is a splitter low in the zone, and Shoniel is pissed, and kind of understandably so. That means Mike Trout will have to come through. He'll swing and miss at the sweeper for the final out here in the seventh. Bellinger comes to the dish. Former LA player, though he played for the Dodgers, as y'all already know, and he'll rip a slider as it was going that way into left field for a base hit. Cody Bellinger having a damn good season. Hopefully this continues as we push towards the postseason. Judge flies it to right. Runner will tag, and that might not have been a good idea. Mike Trout still showing he's got that arm despite playing right field. Perfect throw. Suarez with a great tag.
Now batting, the third baseman.
That definitely probably cost us a run. Let's be honest. Chisholm. Slider hit right at Neto. Man, Neto is all over the field just snatching things. What was that, Cabrera? Why did you swing at that circle change? Like, that was way out of the zone. Volpe hits it to right. Trout makes the catch, so we'll go to the bottom of the ninth inning as Mike Trout steps up. Runner on first. He has the golden sombrero, 4 strikeouts, and he comes up with a hit. Hits it to left field. Adele, strong enough on him to get it to third. Reynolds will stay put there. Ground ball to Chisholm. Chisholm, tap, tap, throw to first. Dude, just throw it. Like, you ain't gotta do all that, my dude. All right, you got this. Adele hitting a high sinker. Almost hit him in the chin. Chops it to first somehow. Runner will advance to third. Wells, ground ball to second as Newman throws home, but it's not going to be anywhere in time. Somehow take the lead at this point. Ward with a shot, and he's going to stare at a fastball that, how? You pretty much should know the fastball is coming. Like, Cousins don't really throw much else. Fastball, slider. Jorge Soler on deck circle. Zach Neto check swings, and he will take first base. So 2 runners will be on, only 1 out. Please don't lob one up to Soler, please. He'll swing and strike number 1, a slider. Suarez not known for his speed, so don't expect a steal. That fastball was definitely high, and Soler definitely put a nice swing on it, but it'll go foul. Soler swing and a miss. Another high fastball, and he's peeved at himself for not making contact. Grisham, ground ball up the middle. Suarez will come around from second. The throw by Bellinger to Wells. The tag. Oh, my goodness. He just missed it. And I mean just missed it. Like, look at this throw. Oh. Wells should have dove. Wells really should have dove. Oh, Hoppy flips this to right field. Ooh, just foul. That'll drop the winning run. Most definitely would have came around to score. Oh, Hoppy, very high fastball. Why he swung at this, I'm not sure. Belly, runner on second. Liner right at first for the first out. Low liner at that, as Judge will take the slider for the walk. That means Dominguez comes to the dish, hitting just about as well batting average-wise righties versus lefties, though obviously he gets more plate appearances against righties. Dominguez will smoke this one into the gap. It'll bounce down. Roll all the way to the wall. 1 run will score. Judge is hustling around from first, and he will score. It is now 4-2. Dominguez, there's a reason why we put him in the 3 hole. Like, he comes up pretty clutch a decent amount of the time. As Luke Weaver looks to pick up save number 35. Cutter hit to left field. Adele makes the catch. Runner will stay put. Understandably so. Adele does have a pretty solid arm. Michael Hellman, ground ball to Chisholm over to first. Uh-oh, come on. That means Mike Trout looking at a fifth strikeout if he does not make contact on his strike number 2. Curveball, knuckle curve at that, in there for strike 1. I'm surprised he didn't pull that pitch, to be honest with you. Fastball. Oh, come on, Mike. Dude, you're better than this. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Circle change. Luke Weaver just changing the eye level, changing the pitch speed, all up on Mike Trout. He had nothing he could sit on. The Yankees take the victory 4-2. You know, it's kind of funny how we don't hit well with runners in scoring position, but we could score 3 runs in extras, the 10th and the 11th innings, respectively. So, start off August, we've been playing pretty well. We sit 3rd place in the division, and we have a wild card spot if the season were to end right now, but it doesn't, as we've got, I don't know, 40 more games left.